Welcome back for another episode of Fox Sports Lab NRL. I'm Eloise Sohier, and joining me is Josh Morris to look forward to round 15. And Josh, given we are in this origin period, it almost feels like every game in this time is worth double just because of how close the competition ladder is.
Yeah, I can't remember the competition ever being this close and the origin period being so vital. The Cowboys, they still haven't had a bye yet. With their two byes, they go up to 16 points. There is a logjam between 18 points and 14 points. The teams that can win these games during origin can certainly cement themselves in the top eight. So it makes for one hell of an interesting origin period.
How much does it say about a team if they can, able to get wins on the board during this period, given, particularly some of those teams like, the Roosters or the Rabbitohs, some of those are impacted by origin selection, the Premiers, Panthers as well. If they're able to get wins on the board, that makes them so much better off at the back end of the season too, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%. And I think you saw that with the Broncos as well. They had Origin players backing up against the Sharks, and they were their best players. They went down to Cronulla and they won there. And in the context of their season, that is a massive victory, especially during the Origin period and where that occurred. South, they're thereabouts as well. And then obviously the Panthers, now we know that Cleary has suffered that injury. The Origin period just become massively crucial. Will they rest players during Origin? Do they have that luxury now that their star halfback has gone down?
Yeah, absolutely. So much to answer, I suppose, for Ivan Cleary and to work out over these next couple of weeks. Of course, the Panthers retain the premiership favouritism with the Bunnies and Broncos breathing down the necks. Out of those two teams that are right on their backs or right up against them, who do you like out of the better of those two?
Well, a month ago I would have said South, but I really like the Broncos. I really enjoyed watching them play on the weekend after backing up from Origin. You had Payne Haas, then Pat Carrigan, then Tom Flegler backing up through the middle. They really rolled down the middle of the field, and then you had Reece Walsh on the back of that. You've got an old head in Adam Reynolds steering them around, and Ezra Mam, he's been outstanding. Not to mention their outside backs. Their outside backs have been phenomenal as well. So I think in the last month, the Broncos are really starting to look like title contenders. And as I said, if they can get through this origin period with a few wins, they're going to be looking very good come the back end of the season.
So, morning to the rest of the competition at this stage. Round 15, Roosters up against the Penrith. Roosters only just got that win after, they had put some losses on the board and people were sort of questioning their season. Can they get it done against Penrith with Nathan Cleary out?
Yeah, look, they're going to have to be a whole lot better than what they were against the Bulldogs. They just scraped past them. Too many costly errors in their own half, loose offloads. And if they can fix that up and not allow Penrith to camp on their try line, well, then I'll give them every chance. But if they keep making silly little errors coming out of their own half, it doesn't matter who you are against Penrith, you're going to come on the wrong end of the scoreboard.
Yeah, absolutely. Another big matchup this weekend is the Storm and the Sharks. The Storm, they'll be really looking for a win after that big upset loss, you could say, to the Cowboys at the weekend. Craig Bellamy didn't mince his words in the press conference. What will you be expecting from them when they come up against the Sharks with the likes of Nico Hines, who is in form at the moment?
Yeah, they're going to need a big bounce back after that. I don't think anyone tipped them losing by that much. It was a pretty lackluster Storm, and what we know about Craig Bellamy is they don't normally back up a bad performance with another bad performance. So I'd be very wary if I'm the Sharks this week. And for Nico Hines, it's a big test for him playing his ex-teammates. If he does enough, will he force his way into the Blues starting lineup? So there's a few little storylines and subplots there for that game, which makes it a ripper.
Yeah, absolutely. Round 15. So many exciting games to look forward to. We're about halfway through the season, this origin period. Josh Morris, thanks so much for your time. We'll chat with you next week.
Thanks, Eloise.
What's gambling really costing you?